What's up, everybody? Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. Last new album review of the day here today on the 28th of June, 2023. This is a brand new release on Nuclear Blast Records from a band that's been kind of missing from the scene for quite a while. The band is from Sweden. They are called Scar Symmetry. The album is The Singularity-Phase II, Xenotaph. And if you go and you buy the CD, good, man, it's written so small down here below, even on the spine. It's just like, good luck reading that. I'm like sitting here, I'm like, huh? It's like, holy crap. So this, of course, follows up. This is part two of a planned trilogy. The first part was released way back in 2014. It's been 9 years since these guys came out with their last record. The Singularity-Phase I, Neo-Humanity, came out in, like I said, 2014. This band has, this is 7th album overall. Okay. Whenever part 3 comes out, who knows? Hopefully it won't be another 9 years or so. Let's take a look at the album here. All right. The CD of the album. Disc is wanting to fly right out of that jewel case, which means those little number things there are not doing their job, right? So there's the this is this whole kind of sci-fi futuristic thing. It's, man, the lyrics are like, this is like sitting down to a crazy ass futuristic sci-fi book. Very involved, cool artwork though, right? If you like, there's the guys in the band. I will tell you who they are in a second. If you like aliens and all this kind of stuff, and you have come to the right place, people. All right, so here we've got Lars Palmqvist on vocals, Robert Carlson on vocals, Pierre Nielsen on vocals, guitars, keyboards, and bass, Henrik Olsen on drums, and Benjamin Ellis on guitars. And of course, Robert Carlson does the harsh vocals, the death metal growls. Lars Palmqvist does the clean vocals. So here, those are the two guys right there on the end. All right. Of course, no longer in the band. So again, they've had who the bass player is right now, don't know, but it looks like Pierre Nielsen, who is the the brain trusted, the leader of this band, founding member of the band. He's plays bass on the album, but they, Kenneth Sale was their previous bass player. He left in 2015. They also had Andreas Holma playing bass in the band up until 2019, I guess, for some live shows and things like that. He's no longer in the band, so it's remains to be seen who will be the bass player live and going forward, but for now, that's the lineup. So, if you've never listened to Scar Symmetry before, I've been listening to these guys since way back in the beginning. I will admit I've gotten just a little out of touch with them. I've got all their CDs, but, like I said, it's been 9 years since the last one. I thought that the Singularity-Phase I was actually pretty cool. Very kind of prog metal-y. I think the storyline here is pretty interesting. Like I said, it's all about, I can sit and read you exactly what. The band explained that the first part of the trilogy would be centered on the rise of artilects, artificial intellects with mental capacities far above the human level of thought, and that by the year 2030, one of the world's biggest industries will be artificial brains used to control artilects that will be genuinely intelligent and useful. All right, so this whole story about what goes on after that. So like I said, it's definitely for you sci-fi folks. You'll absolutely love this. But again, getting back to my kind of history with the band. So Symmetric in Design was their first album in 2005. And I remember being really big into that and Pitch Black Progress, their follow-up, which came out a year later. They were boom, 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 album after album for a while. Holographic Universe came out in 2008. Dark Matter Dimensions 2009. The Unseen Empire 2011. Then the first part of this in 2014. And now we've got this big long gulf in between there. But the band, they're basically a melodic death metal band, but with lots of progressive metal leanings and absolutely face-melting virtuoso guitar solos from Pierre Nielsen and his cohort here on the album as well. So, but it's it's always the kind of like the back and the forth, the yin and yang between the death metal growls and the soaring, clean melodic vocals. You have to like that sort of thing, right? I will say this album compared to the first part, this is definitely a much more brutal album than that one was. There's definitely a more reliance on the death metal growls here. You know, the clean vocals, when they come in, are a nice change of pace, and they help kind of offset everything else that's going on. But I definitely think you get more death metal growls on this album than you get on the last part of this. But, you know, if you've listened to Scar Symmetry throughout the years, you know that's kind of their thing, right? That's what they do. They're one of those bands and they do it very well, right? Kind of, you know, there's many other extreme metal bands that do the clean and growling vocals quite well. You know, Amorphous comes to mind, the great Finnish band. They're another one that perfectly balances the two. Scar Symmetry generally does that, so it's like you get like and the death metal growls are done really, really well, by the way. You can pretty much understand what he's saying, and they're big and beefy, right? And then the clean vocals are just expertly well done, and you got these just blazing guitar solos and heavy rhythms, and yeah, so there's a lot of tracks on here. Again, I'm not going to get into a track-by-track summary here, and it's a long album. It's like about 70 minutes long, so there's a lot of material here to dive into. But if you like what the band have done in the past, I think you'll really dig this. It's been a long time since the last one. Whether I like this more or less than the last one, I'm not quite sure yet. I've only had this for a little bit. But I will say there's plenty of Juggernaut stuff on here to check out. I will throw out a couple of tracks for you. Check out Altergeist is a really, really good one. The last track, Xenotaph, is very cool. Kind of very sci-fi proggy type thing on there. I also really liked Scorched Quadrant is a really good one. And then Voyage with Tailed Meteors. Weird titles, right? This is some serious stuff. This is kind of the stuff where you got to sit down, and again, it's not something I normally do, but sit down and just as you're listening to this, go along to the storyline, because it's really intricate. But of course, you know, it's hard to do because the print type on the CD booklet here is like microscopic. Even with me with my glasses here, I'm just kind of like, what the hell does that say? But it's still pretty cool stuff, and it's you know, like I said, it's really, really well done. This band, the professionals, Per Nielsen wrote everything, right? Composed all the music, wrote all the lyrics, and like I said, the bulk of the guitar soloing is him. Well, there's two of them there, but really good stuff. I'm gonna give this 3.5 out of 5 star. It's quite good. Probably could even be higher, right? Could go with 4. It's really, really well done. Like I said, I'm just kind of getting used to being back in the Scar Symmetry thing once again, because it's been so long. It's like, holy crap. And honestly, I don't think I've even listened to the band since maybe a year or two after the last album came out. So it's been a long, long time. So it's kind of good to hear them back again. So yeah, that's my review. 3.5 out of 5 star today. Could be a 4. Could be pushing a 4. It's really good. The Singularity-Phase II, Xenotaph. Check it out. If you've already heard it, let us know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't, go give it a listen. Not going to be for everybody here watching, but if you appreciate the more progressive and melodic aspects of death metal, I think you will appreciate this. So, Scar Symmetry. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations as well as our merch page. So, thanks in advance for all your support there, and we'll see you Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff. That'll be our next programming here on the channel. Also, if you're watching this today on Wednesday, hop on over to Guitar Hack tonight. Martin Popoff, and myself will be ranking the albums of Max Webster, so go on over to the Guitar Hack YouTube channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that tonight, and otherwise we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for our daily programming and Friday morning with Martin. So till then, I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.